Okay, so last time we did the insulation on that side and on this side of the cathedral ceiling. And today started in earnest ripping up the floorboards on just this side in what was the guest room. And yeah, it's a little slow going. The first couple rows that were like right up against the brick were very difficult to get out. There was like a very thin, kind of like a half-width piece that was sandwiched in there, and so kind of had to do some cutting with the Sawzall to get that out. And then the second row was also a little difficult to like get any pry device in there because there were only a couple inches of leeway. But yeah, eventually got that out, and then after that, it's been a little easier to pry each piece up. So we started on that side because the boards are tongue and groove, and the tongue faces that way. So, and that's where the nails are. So that way I can pry up the nails on the board, and like just kind of, once I pry it up a little bit, I can kind of shimmy it out once like the whole board is loosened. Originally, I tried out using a metal blade with the Sawzall to cut the nails like from underneath the board and then pull it up. But we're trying to trade in these floorboards with the company that's supplying us with our reclaimed flooring. And I knew that they would want to take the nails out. And I also didn't want to scratch any of these pieces to like scratch each other while they were getting transported. So it was actually ended up being a lot more work to cut the nails and then knock them out with the nail setter than it was to just like pry the boards up and hit them out with the hammer afterwards. So yeah, you can see all the carnage that's under here. There's a lot of plaster in here, and it's not from us. It seems like this is from the various other renovations that have been done over time. Like you can see here, so it's like some old knob and tube wiring going into the ceiling below, and then over here in about the same place is where they replaced it, with copper. And yeah, so my assumption is that whenever they put in those outlets from below, they knocked out a bunch of plaster and lath, because below us, this is all you can see is just a plaster and lath ceiling. I think there's actually another ceiling below it, because I'm not seeing any light coming in from any of the holes. But yeah, so I think this is all from back when. From any repairs that happened over time or anything. So yeah, there's like a bunch of old knob and tube in here, but none of it's live. Don't have to worry about disconnecting anything. And yeah, there's like there's insulation in between these joists, but not anything over there. So I'm not totally sure how that came to be. I think I'm starting to see here that I'm not wearing gloves now, but I think this might be where the plaster and lath ceiling below ends, and like something else fresh begins with probably, I'm hoping, drywall. I'll pull up this stuff. Actually, let me just. Yeah, that looks like drywall. Oh, hey, look at that. Some resilient channel. Just look at that. They tore down the old plaster and lath. They put up some resilient channel and then drywall. So that's probably why the insulation starts here, because this is as far as the drywall comes. And while they had the ceiling down, it seems like they decided to insulate for some noise reduction. So we might do that with the rest of the space. We'll see. We're already putting in a lot of insulation in the walls. But yeah, oh, and one more thing. Might be able to Might be able to show you if I can get the, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Right in there, that's the duct that feeds both of these rooms. You can see how shoddily it's been forced together with spray foam. And so that's what, like, I can actually feel warm air coming out of there right now. I might actually just like try and wedge some pieces of wood in here just to help block the airflow so we're not heating the outdoors. But that vent below, which is what's taped right there. So that vent comes straight up through the wall below. So like this vent sits directly above a wall on the first floor. And so they're using the wall cavity to bring up hot air. And then they have like a small duct coming off of that wall cavity to feed a vent or a register on this side of the wall, which was the master bedroom, which is now covered up with a bunch of junk. So yeah, it's like very, it's like definitely not code, definitely very leaky, and hopefully that's something that we can fix while we are fixing all of these other things.